Alright everybody, my name is Daniel Cox, or as some of you may know me, Phoenix Drake. This is my first vlog. I'm not quite certain how this is going to go. I really haven't had much of an active presence here on YouTube. It's mainly just been me watching other people or subscribing to other people. But I have some interesting taste. And hopefully a couple of my viewers will see this and they will see the following videos where I try to lend my vocal talents and see how they go. I don't know how well that's going to work, but we'll see and hope it goes well. A couple of things I do want to go over recently, and this is more or less in regards to a couple of the friends and buddies I have on YouTube and other places, people who watch this. Some of the people who I've commented, whose videos I've commented on and whom I have spoken to recently, I hope they take notice of this. Johnny B. Good from JBG Travels. I've got a topic for you. I'm curious about. I've heard you discuss and talk about a lot of things, but I'm curious about how you're going to react to bronies, and to kind of describe myself a little bit. I am a brony. I have been for quite a while. This is for both the YouTubers and one particular person I'm watching. Of course, I do this when I've got a cough, so this video is going to be crap, but you guys can have a laugh at it if you haven't already switched over to start watching something else now. But yeah, I'm a brony, and a brony is for those of you who don't know, and I'm pretty certain John Volrath does not know, but it's an adult male fan of the cartoon show My Little Pony. And there are some bad raps to it based on some of the adult fan works and whatnot, and fan fictions. But that's really not all. I do kind of fit somewhat into the adult form. I'm not going to lie about that. Of course, that's more based on the fact that of something I was before I was a brony. I got turned on to the show by friends who started watching it, kept saying, you need to watch it, you need to check it out, you need to check it out. So I made the mistake of doing that, and now I'm addicted to it. I make the same mistake everybody else does. I start at the beginning of the whole thing, and you can't really, and the beginning episode ends in a cliffhanger, so you can't go there. But it preaches love and tolerate, which I think my friend John is going to enjoy, because it's God preaches love and tolerate. You know, everyone is equal. Everyone is the same. He had that kind of view and that point, and how that works. So it works. That and the references to Looney Tunes, which is the absolute best cartoon ever. It still is my favorite. You still cannot beat Looney Tunes. There's no cartoon that's better than Looney Tunes. None. I do have others I like, but Looney Tunes is still number one. I mean, the slapstick comedy and the hilarious outtakes and whatnot that you have in Looney Tunes cannot be best. My Little Pony does show some references in regards to Looney Tunes, where I go and I see a particular scene, I am immediately thinking about an instance in Looney Tunes. It's just, wow, this is hilarious. And some of the other things that have attracted adult fans, I think, is the music. I mean, music is a big seller nowadays. I mean, you look online, you can find music everywhere. It's just, and especially with today's crowd and the younger people of today, it's just, it's just a big selling point. And when you go and you start an episode of My Little Pony, it starts out in that girly fashion. It's just like, oh god, what am I watching? Then they kick it into a rock tune, and it's just like, Wait a minute. What kind of cartoon is this the beginning of? Okay, something doesn't fit here, but the song is cool. But, so yeah, this is in part kind of describing what I am, some of what I like. There are other things I like. I'm a gamer. I play all sorts of games. One of the games I do play is Grand Theft Auto. My buddy Johnny probably will have no like for that game, considering most of what's in it. Heck, the title is based on a felony, which is a crime in and of itself, and considering how much of an avid Christian he is, he might not like it. But before he goes and condemns me for playing a game which glorifies criminal acts, murder, rampant destruction, I want him to think of this. Yes, all that stuff is bad, but me, like, well, most gamers, view it as a game. We get on it and we destroy AI programs to relieve stress. We do it as a stress relief. God gave inspiration to the people who created that game to make it in the way it is, so we can do what we want on it. Whether it be following the rules, doing one of the legit missions around it, or doing the criminal acts, or just loading yourself up with a bunch of firearms, running down the street and shooting everything that moves. I mean, you have the choice to do whatever you want. It's a sandbox game. Most people that get these games do them for the sole purpose of just finding a nice location and killing everything. And in a game, you can do that. Nobody cares. The people who go and play the game and then decide to replicate that in real life, and then they blame it on the game, those people really upset me. And that's probably some of the people that a couple of my buddies might hear about or hear from, and so they make that judgment. They make judgment based on what is done in the game and what people do after they play the game, replicating what they see in the game. And they say, the game made me do it. Well, the game can't make you do it. It's an inanimate object. You made the decision yourself. Quit blaming an inanimate object which can't make you do anything. No, you decided to replicate it, so obviously you're not mature enough to play that game. It's rated mature for a reason. Now, there are some aspects in the story mode that I don't like. I don't particularly like the torture scene. In fact, the second time I played it through, I tried to do my best to skip through that, but with how they set it up, it's obvious you can't do that, so it's just like... Most of the missions are okay. It's basic criminal activities. I just play through them to just get it done and over with. But, to me, it's a sandbox game. I just get on it, and kill stuff. Basically, I look at it this way. Better to kill bots, which aren't real, than kill humans. And that's a way to relieve stress and to pass the time. Plus, it's currently one of the only games I have for PlayStation 3. I'm hoping to get some others. I more or less prefer sandbox games where you can just destroy stuff. Rampant destruction on video games. Why do I do it? There's no reason to it. There's no rules. I do it my way, so I can do whatever I want on the game within the game limits, which is why I love Gmod. You can do anything you want, provided it's within the game limits and the limits of your computer. Now, those are a couple topics I want to go over in particular, in part because I'm curious to see how John is going to respond to this in one of his driving videos or whatever, because he goes over a lot of topics. So I did this in part as a first vlog and a test, and I'm also curious to see how he's going to react to it and if he's going to say anything about it in his videos, because he makes references to me all the time regarding to my comments on cars, and that's another thing. I am obsessed with cars. It's to the point where most of my friends and my family, when I start mentioning anything car related, they go into another room. But at least they're supportive of that. They're supportive to some degree of playing video games, because most of them play the same video games for the same reason I do. They just get on, destroy stuff. You know, it's a time killer. and they really don't do the missions. So, but they really don't support my approval and my part of the fandom for My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. So that's all sorts of not fun. But yeah, I'm probably going to cut this short here because I do intend to do a singing video or two to a song or two that I really like from the series. I'm curious how you guys want to react to that. I might try to start uploading some gameplay videos if I can figure out how to get my other recording things to actually work. I know how to get them to work, I just don't know how to get them to actually record properly. I've tried that several times with gameplay videos on the Windows side. This is my Linux side, and I'm not really using anything in particular in regards to a program that's actually on Linux. I'm using YouTube editor, uploader, and I'm recording straight from the internet, which is all kinds of cool because it makes it just easy. I don't have to mess with anything. I don't have to pre-record. I don't have to worry about saving stuff like this and just taking up space on my computer when it's not necessary for just a simple thing. Now I'm going to simply record for the fact of uploading to YouTube, and then I'm probably going to delete it from my computer. In this case, I just skip the recording on my computer and deleting it from my computer bits. I just record and then go straight to upload. It's simple. As to what else I'm going to record, there's other options. You know, I could probably do a slideshow or something of James Dean Festival here in a couple months or so. Or actually, it's in less than a month, and I'm going to be taking a whole bunch of pictures when I go there. Hopefully, I'll have a slightly better camera than the one I do. The one I do works, but it does have some issues. If any of you guys want to see the slideshow of all the classic cars and stuff that I see there, let me know in the comments below. I'm a retard. I'm like everyone else on YouTube. You know, I have a thought of how to work and do this, but then when I go to do it, it's just like it's just like everyone else, except I'm actually acting out the issues I'm having. But positive comments and criticisms only. No flaming, no no nasty comments. If you don't like it, you think it's boring, go elsewhere. There's a back button for a reason. You can dislike it all you want. This is mainly just a test. This is just my first test here. I think it's a screw up, but I think you guys might enjoy it. So until the next video, I guess maybe 10-15 minutes from now. So as Johnny B. Good says it, peace.